Hey, good morning. This is Andy Berg, and I am really excited today because I get to give away this painting that I recently created called the Carpenter's Gift. And this is actually a pretty special painting to me and my family. I actually made this painting for a woman that I work with named Des. And she had this idea. It was all about receiving better gifts from Jesus Christ, and kind of the idea of when we give up something, something that's special to us, that's hard to give up for us, Jesus always makes up the difference and gives us a far superior gift. Here we have Jesus Christ, and he's depicted as a carpenter, and behind his back you can see that he's holding this delicately carved wooden horse. And on the other side we have this little girl, and she's holding on to if you can tell, this is a little straw horse. Something that's pretty rudimentary. It kind of vaguely resembles a horse, but it could be something that, you just found some, scraps of materials. There's some straw and string on the floor, and something you could fashion rather quickly and easily. But it's something that she's kind of holding on to, and in her gaze you can kind of see this, almost like a little bit of a sadness, like, do I really have to give up this thing, this object that has become important to me? But everything in this painting is a metaphor. So I kind of picture these straw horses in our lives as those things that we kind of attach ourselves to, that become really, really important to us, that really are only offering kind of this crude resemblance of something that's important, but it's not actually important in itself. That's kind of what it was about, was these straw horses, the things that, we think are so important that we have a hard time letting go of, and in the end we realize that they, were just something to kind of hold us over, but they weren't anything real. And then behind Christ we have this horse, and I love the idea that Jesus Christ was a carpenter, and that he probably, I'm certain, in his 30 years leading up to his ministry, probably fashioned many special gifts for children and people that he cared about as he worked with wood. And one of the things I just love about woodworking, and this actually is something I've learned from my wife Abigail. She's an awesome carpenter. She is so good with wood, and she carves all of these beautiful little things. I mean, she does big things too. She likes to play with chainsaws, but my favorite things are these very meaningful small creations that she makes. And this is actually one I want to talk about a little bit, because it's something that she's kind of in the process of creating. So it's not finished yet, but this is a depiction of two of our other daughters, June and Eva, carrying this water pail. And you can see like the immense detail in something like this, and I think it's only halfway done, so she probably would be mad if she knew I was showing you this. But the detail's just beautiful. And I think one of the things that I like the most about a carving is the fact that a wood carver has to see something in the invisible. So it becomes this skill of seeing things that aren't there, being able to see the potential of a block of wood and seeing it so well in your mind that you can perfectly decide what to take away. So it's this delicate art. And I think, that's one of the talents that Jesus developed in his life. I'm sure learning from his stepfather, Joseph, this trade of being able to see something in the invisible. And I think that's why the carved horse is such a good analogy for the gifts that Jesus wants to give us, is because it really represents us and the potential that he sees in us. And sometimes I think we have a hard time trusting the wood carver. We're that block of wood. And sometimes as he's taking chunks away, he's taking the straw horses, asking us to sacrifice these things that are important to us. And as pieces are taken away, I think, it hurts. It's like, why are you doing this to me, Why are you putting me through these trials or tribulations, or, why is there sickness? Why is there death? Why are you shaping me like this? Why are you cutting these pieces away from me? And really what it becomes is this beautiful metaphor for the way that he shapes us into what he wants us to become, because he sees the big picture. He sees the beginning from the end. He sees everything. He sees the invisible in the block of wood, the things that we cannot see. And he has developed this skill perfectly to where he never removes too much. He removes the exact amount that needs to be taken away for us to become our full potential. And that's what this is about. It's about being willing to give up pieces of ourselves, being willing to offer up those straw horses for the better gift, to allow Jesus Christ to shape us into who we need to become. And that's the testimony I want to share today, and that's the intention behind this artwork, is that Jesus Christ is the shaper of our souls. He's the artist. He's the master craftsman who works perfectly, and we don't have to worry that, about whether he sees things correctly or any of that. We just need to trust his hands. He shaped the universe. He shaped, everything that we see, all the beautiful mountains and everything. And if we don't believe that he knows how to shape us into what we're meant to become, we're crazy. Because Jesus sees us. He sees the potential in us, and he knows the very best case scenario for our lives. We just need to trust him.